What's going on, gamers? What's going on, world? So, here we have the PS5 Pro reveal of the specs. I was on vacation, so I didn't get to do it like I wanted to. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and start off with this right here. So, if we see right here, I said PS5 Pro actual specs and release date $600. Stop lying to people. PC gamers, tech, basically will understand. I went into deep analysis about this 2 months ago, telling people, or maybe it's a little bit more than that, that it was not no 33 plus teraflops and that was just floating point manipulation. You had people spinning a whole bunch of lies. Like, we can get back to this real quick. Let's go to this guy's page. Him, TCMF. And then you have some people saying 66. I'm like, wow, you people really are like on a high degree delusional. So let's go to my page right here where I said, what happened to all these people believing the brainwashing that the PS5 Pro was 33 plus teraflops? You don't understand technology. Been telling them for months that was FP manipulation, ignorance and stupidity attacking you too never ceases to amaze me because the amount of comments that I got, which I can show y'all, it's unbelievable. Does that mean that you shouldn't get it and not enjoy it? No one ever said that. I was not against any of that. What I'm against is people filling people's heads up with fantasies. If I gave you a machine or I gave you a device, you want to know how it works and what it's capable of, not filling people's heads up with nonsense. This is a comment I said 1 month ago, who a guy who was trying to feed me that, talking about RDNA3 and all that. Once again, none of that's in there. Once more fantasy. I said, dude, it does not have 33 teraflops. It's more like 14 or 50, maybe a bit more, as we see at 16.7. We're going to get to that. It's trying to compete with a 4060. You got some people saying 4080, and there was some people even believe in 4090. Just brain dead at that point. They are paid off to promote nonsense, manipulating numbers with ray tracing on. It's a damn 4060 with the same CPU and RAM. They added 2 gigabytes of RAM for the operating system and some other stuff, but that's DDR5, not 6. The point is, I am getting tired of this fantasy nonsense people are making up to make a mid AMD PC with the PS5 label on it look better than it is. Just a GPU upgrade, that's it. Now going down here, he says 33 TFLOPS is the FP calculation, not the true specs. However, TCMF, who I just showed y'all, is known for his speculation and has been called out on it several times. He said he will stop with the rumors. Then I said, yeah, floating point, but it's misleading. That's like me saying the PS5 is 20 teraflops from its 10, right? Because you're just times twoing it in FP manipulation. And Series X is 24, which we know it's not. It's 12.2, and PlayStation is 10 teraflops, the base PS5. So yeah, this guy was, like I said, making up stuff along with other people posting all this nonsense, and they get likes over it. So going over here, we see Digital Foundry rips the PS5 Pro for being 16.7 teraflops instead of 33.5. I can't believe they're tech professionals and they couldn't figure that out. I don't know about this, guys, because they're owned by IGN now. I don't trust them. What I find interesting is that they actually believe that it was going to be 33.5 teraflops with that same CPU. You need speed to run that, and the same RAM and the same uh, almost power supply. Let's go ahead and take a look at this right here, actually. Here's the sheet. 390 watts, right? If you had a 4070 in there, you need more than 390 watts. You need to change around so much inside of the console, right? Because how are you going to be able to utilize that? And they added in, like I said, 2 gigabytes of DDR5, as we could see right here. And then you had a lot of people, like here goes this guy, it won't be CPU limited. Once again, don't know what you're talking about. CPU limitation, only getting in a 1080p, LMFAO, and 1440p and 4K, you are GPU bound. So nothing to do with your CPU. Ignorant. Second, it used the new RDNA4. Once again, ignorant. See what I mean? Making up stuff. RDNA4. Dude, it even go to RDNA 2.0 in the base PlayStation 5. You think they're jumping 2 generations ahead? Full of shit. Ray tracing tech, which bought even out yet for PC users. 60 Qs and 33.5 teraflops is literally a 7700 XT. 16.7 teraflops. You're matching a 7700 XT. Okay, with much better ray tracing hardware. Okay, keep believing that. I have a 7900 X3D and 4080s, but that shit console will destroy a mid-tier PC for sure. And I said, mate, it's just a bloody GPU upgrade that is trying to get on par with the 4060. What happened? Because I've been telling people that, right? Let's go up here a little bit, guys. PS5 Pro leak, diskless drive, fake specs, 2 TB SSD, 600 to 700, right? Not 33 teraflops 2 months ago. Who's right? Right? I understand how things work. PlayStation 5 fanboys are delusional. PS5 Pro tech comparison explained. And I said PS5 Pro video was a console dummy show. It's CPU limited. PC gamers will understand. By the way, I have a PS5. You know what I mean? I have a Series X. I have a Nintendo Switch. I've been having all consoles since the 90s. I'm not a fanboy on anything. What I'm about is people spreading false rumors and not letting that happen, just shutting them down. So when you run around spreading stuff, misinforming people, right? I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna attack that. I never once said don't buy the PS5 Pro. Do I believe it's kind of out the console price range? It's not about whether the $700 or whatever is worth the money. That's not the point. The point is that the console is supposed to be an entry point, entrance in the gaming industry. It's not supposed to be like $700-800 and stuff like that. So I think this is going to give Sony a idea of the market and what's going to be going on. Over here too, it says massive amounts of pre-orders cancellations because of performance issues. I mean, I just think people need to stop being naive and listen to people who know what they're talking about and stop believing so much misinformation and making decisions based off of that. Because, like, as I said before, the Series X, which is funny because I just want to tell you guys this. The Series X actually has RDNA2 architecture in it. The reason why it wasn't used and the reason why it wasn't outperforming the PlayStation 5 like it should, because it should have, math just tells you, we're not arguing against math here, is because Sony had marketing rights and people would sell more games on the PlayStation 5. So if you're making more money on there, they will optimize the settings on there and then bull rush it on the Series X. That's what was going on, y'all. So what I mean by that is that you optimize the 1.8 RDNA architecture on the PlayStation 5 because they did that to easily transition over from the PS5, PS4 Pro, and the PlayStation 4 to still just easily optimize the games and just launch them ready. And then when you got with the Series X, it was actually brand new technology, so they would have to redo the optimization from the ground up specifically for the Series X, which would cost them more if Microsoft didn't work with them. So instead, they would take the PlayStation 5 setting and they would put that on the Series X, and then it would seem like the PlayStation 5 was outperforming the Series X. And it's like the only reason that would ever happen is because of a development issue or a decision by the publisher, because the math says the Series X is like almost 20% better overall. Better memory, better CPU, better GPU, and RDNA architecture. So it should not be underperforming. It's not an issue of math because the math is telling you, like, if I had a $1,500 PC and your $1,100 PC is outperforming my $1,500 PC, then there's a problem in the coding, there's a problem in the patch. This is not about making it a console war, this is about understanding that it's a more powerful machine. Just like if the Series X starts outperforming the PS5 Pro, well, then what's going on here? Is it because they're using the RDNA architecture and fully optimizing it? You know what I mean? It just gives you an idea, you know what I mean? So all those people that were kind of making fun of that, it's people that I think that only play on consoles that don't understand how technology works. And I'm just trying to tell people the truth here that when we look at this 16.7 teraflops right here, they let you know that by saying it was like a 45% increase or 60% Q. So if you do the 10 teraflops, even 50% of 10 is 5. You would get probably around 15. If you can like clock it up more, you could possibly get 16.7 teraflops out of it. Like I was telling people, it's either 14 or 15 or maybe a bit more in my message over here. 14 or 15, maybe a bit more. It's not 33 teraflops. All they were doing is they were taking that number and putting it in FP, which puts it in dual mode, and they were times twoing it and saying 33. And then you got some people putting it in FP64, which you would times 4 the 16. So they were saying 60 something teraflops. I'm like, if y'all knew how technology worked, it's impossible to believe that. That's like PS7 specs. You know what I mean? Like that's what something a 4090 can do. You know, and that card's like $1,500. So that's where I'm like, okay, please understand how things work here instead of just getting that and then being ignorant, attacking other console bases and being completely deluded. And then when it's not that, you want to go and attack Sony or go cancel your pre-order. Look at yourself for a second. You know what I mean? So for the people that do get the PS5 Pro, like I said, it's still a good machine for its price. If you got the money and you like, no, it's no problem, I can upgrade. What's wrong with that? Do it, right? Because like I said, it's still a nice GPU upgrade. You have a little bit of memory to free up so that that when they added in could be used for the operating system and all that. And that's not going to be a huge jump. And then the CPU is still the same. And then you got the PSSR. But at the end of the day, I want to show you guys something. When you're dealing with, and we're going to take a look at these specs right here in a second. When you're dealing with CPU limitation, just think about this. Unreal Engine 5 CPU heavy, and there's a lot of games that are using that. Yes, Unreal Engine 5 can be CPU heavy, especially for low-end hardware. A lot of people don't understand that a lot of these games coming out compared to last gen and the gens before are no longer just GPU heavy, they're also CPU heavy. In general, you can look it up. Next gen games, more CPU heavy. It's because of the insane detail. Yes, next gen games are becoming more CPU heavy because games are becoming more complex and have increased demands on both the CPU and GPU. A balanced system with a robust CPU is more likely to handle future releases as well. Whereas the PS5 Pro, no matter like what you put in there, you can't put only so much power because you don't have the speed to run it. And a lot of people just don't understand that. So no matter what you do, just like that one guy was trying to argue with me, there's only so much you could do with future games. You're not going to be running them native 4K 60. And then you got people jumping into like the 8K mentality. And I'm like, you're kidding me, right? Maybe a PS4 Call of Duty game, right? Or some indie game, but you're not running, you're not going to even run GTA. I'm just going to give it to you guys. You're not going to run the next gen GTA at 4K 60. It's not going to happen. You don't have the CPU to do it. But that will be the best place in the world to play it because it's going to be only on console. So the PS5 Pro will be the optimal system to play GTA, and then the Series X right after that. And Rockstar will utilize both of them to the highest degree because they'll just have the money to do that. They have so much money, it doesn't matter. So I'm just trying to give people the truth there. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to downplay anything. No, I'm just saying here's the truth and here's what it's going to be able to do. Is it still going to be a noticeable upgrade? Absolutely, yes. So it's not bad that people want to get the PS5 Pro, and it's not bad that people got mad and they're canceling it because they were misled. What's bad is people brainwashing people and making up a bunch of stuff and making people believe something that isn't true. So that's what I kind of wanted to talk about in the subject. If you guys have any questions, anybody want to challenge me in the comments, please feel free to. But remember, it's not RDNA 3 or 4. Please be more sensible. It's still 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's 16.7 teraflops. It's about 4.5 more teraflops powerful than the Series X. But the Series X CPU is still better, and the memory, they're kind of about the same now since Sony overclocked the memory on here. So this is what you guys are going to be getting with it. Just remember that. And next time this kind of stuff pops up, talk to the experts, not fanboys and people who want to make up stuff and fill your head up with nonsense. Now we can take a look at some of these specs over here. As we see, the CPU is the same. It went from 10.28 teraflops to 16.7. Custom RDNA 2, but it's not full RDNA 2. And RDNA GPU, it doesn't say 3 or 4. 16 gigabytes of RAM, added that in. Custom 2 terabyte hard drive. That's why they charged more money for it, because they were adding a little bit of that in along with that. Which I think that, there's people that already have maybe other options. That's an option. You shouldn't have forced that on people. You should have had a 1 terabyte in there and priced it at $600. But they didn't do that, So, and then they did have Wi-Fi 7 up in there, though that's not on the thing. So this is basically what you're getting here. As you see, it will render 45% quicker than the original console. And then they have like quality and performance boost there, AI upscaling, all that type of stuff. But it's not going to be anything insane like people think. The PC is still way ahead. But it's not about making the PC look superior. It's just more about understanding what you're getting and what it really is. So it's not going to blow away the Series X either. The Series X should have been beating the PlayStation 5 easy. Now the PS5 Pro has jumped ahead of the Series X in power, but not in any other category. But that's what I want to say. Like, subscribe, let me know what y'all think. All right, y'all. Peace out.